We begin now on the top of Daf Chaf Gimel Amud Aleph in Maseches Brachos. This is Berachos Daf 23a. The Gemara just discussed a machlokus whether or not when a person, let's say a person is in the middle of tefillin and he finds himself going to the bathroom, so he should stop davening. Should he go back to the beginning of the tefillah of the Shemona Esrei, or should he continue where he left off? So the Gemara now wants to explain what the reason for the machlokus is. The Gemara says, Mar Savar, perhaps one opinion holds, Im Shaha Kedei Ligmor Eskula Chozer L'Rosh, that if a person stops in the middle of a bracha, or in this case in the middle of Shemona Esrei, and he stops enough time to finish the entire Shemona Esrei, he's got to start from the beginning. That would explain the position that you have to start from the beginning. Umar Savar L'Makom Shepasak. The other opinion holds that a person is allowed to resume even if he stops for the amount of time it takes to finish the entire thing. He's allowed to pick up where he left off. So the Gemara says, Amar Rav Ashi says, Hayim Shah Im Lo Shah Mi Boile. If that was the issue, that should have been spelled out. They should have. This was a machlokas between Rav Chisda and Rav Hamnuna. They should have said that we're arguing in a case where there was a delay of a certain amount of time, not a delay of a certain amount of time. That was the issue. The Gemara though never mentioned that. Ella rather, the kuli almim shakadei ligmor as kula chozer l'rosh. All opinions agree that if a person delays, stops the tefillah for long enough to finish the entire tefillah, he would have to start from the beginning. V'hasam b'delo shakam iflagi, and over there the machlokas between Rav Chisda and Rav Hamnuna was actually in a case where even though he was going to the bathroom, it was not for long enough to. There was not such a delay to finish the whole thing. Demar savar gavra dechuyehu. So here's the machlokas. One opinion holds that somebody who is going to the bathroom, when he originally began the tefillah, the fact that he was tzarech l'nekavav, the fact that he had to go to the bathroom is a dechuya. He was pushed off from tefillah. Ve'ein roy, he was not fit to daven in the first place. Ve'ein tefillah so tefillah, and his tefillah is not a tefillah, and that's why he has to start all over. Umar savar gavra chazihu. The other one says no. When he started the davening, he was fit with tefillah so tefillah. That which he davened was a good davening, and therefore he simply has to stop when he actually goes to the bathroom, and he can resume when he finishes from where he left off. Tana Rabbanan, we learned in a brisa, hanitzrach l'nekavav, somebody who needs to go to the bathroom, al yispal, he should not daven, v'im hispal el tfilaso toeva, and if he does daven, his davening is considered an abomination. Amar Rav Zvid, v'yitema Rav Yehuda. Rav Zvid says, some people say it was Rav Yehuda who said, lo shanu ela she'enu yachol lishos bi'atzmo. This is only true if he cannot hold it in, hold himself. Avalim yachol lishos bi'atzmo, if he needs to go to the bathroom, but it's not something that's uncontrollable, he can hold himself for a certain amount of time. We'll see. Tefillah, so tefillah, his davening would be good. The ad kama. So the Gemara asks, well, how long does a person have to be able to hold himself in order that it's not considered an abomination? Amar Rav Sheshes says ad parsa, the amount of time it takes to walk a parsa. There are some people who they learn this ad parsa line going on the brisa itself, that the brisa says, when is it true that it's not considered a good davening when the person is not able to hold it in? If he could, then his tefillah is a good tefillah. V'ad kama, how long is that? Amar Rav Zvid ad parsa until a parsa. So no fundamental difference, just a question of what Rav Zvid or if it was Rav Sheshes, were they commenting on the statement of an Amora, or were they commenting on the statement of the Brisa? Amar Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, Amar Rav Yonasan. Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani says in the name of Rav Yonasan, Hanitzrach l'nekavav hareza lo yispal. Somebody needs to go to the bathroom, he should not daven. Mishum shenemar, because it says in the pasuk, Hikon l'kras l'kacha Yisrael, which essentially means a person needs to be prepared. He needs to prepare himself in order to daven, and therefore somebody who needs to go to the bathroom has not prepared properly. V'amar Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, Amar Rav Yonasan. Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani says in the name of Rav Yonasan, Mai dechsiv shemor raglecha kash. What does the pasuk mean when it says you should watch your feet, watch your steps when you go to the house of God? It means shemor atzmecha shelo techeta. The pasuk means you should guard yourself not to do a sin. V'im techta, and if you do a sin, have karban lefanai, then you should bring a karban. The pasuk then continues v'karov lishmoa, and close to listen. What does that mean? Amar Rava says have a karov lishmoa divrei chachamim. Listen to the words of the sages. She'im chotem meviim karban, that if they sin, they bring a karban. V'osim teshuva, and they do teshuva. And the pasuk continues, miteis haksilim zevach, from the fools who give karbanos, which means al tehei kiksilim shechotim. Don't be like the fools that sin. Umeviim karban, they bring a karban. Ve'ein osim teshuva, but they don't do teshuva. So the idea of the pasuk is, a person brings a karban has to also be accompanied by teshuva. Ki einam yodim lasos ra. The pasuk then continues, because they don't know to do evil. What does that mean? The Gemara says, ihachi, if it it means what it sounds like it means, tzaddikim nenu, these are not fools and these are not rishoyim, these are tzaddikim. They don't know how to do evil. Ella, rather interpret the pasuk as follows: Al tehi keksilim shechotim umeviim carbon. Don't be like the fools who sin and bring a carbon. Ve'enam yodim, but they don't know imal hatova he meviim imal hara he meviim. They don't know if they're bringing a carbon on good or on bad. They don't know what they're doing. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Bein tov l'ra einan mavchinim. They can't distinguish between good and bad. Ve'hem meviim carbon lefana, and they're bringing a carbon in front of me. It's not appropriate. Rav Ashi v'itema Rav Chanina bar Papa Amar Shemor nekavcha b'shah she'ata omed b'tefillah lefanai. So they interpret this same pasuk that we just quoted. They interpret it along the lines of what we've been discussing. That it means Shemor, watch yourself, in terms of the fact that a person at the time he's coming to daven should not have to go to the bathroom. Shemor nekavcha, watch that you don't need to go to the bathroom. B'shah she'ata omed b'tefillah lefanai, at the time when you're standing to daven in front of me. Tanu Rabbanan, we learned in a brisa. Hanichnas lebeis hakisei, somebody who's entering a beis hakisei, a bathroom, choletz tefillah berichok dalet amos v'nichnas. First he should take off his tefillin 4 amos away, and then he should enter the bathroom. Amar Rav Acha bar Rav Huna Amar Rav Sheshas. Rav Acha bar Rav Huna says in the name of Rav Sheshas, Lo shanu el beis hakisei kavua. This is only true by a beis hakisei kavua. Now, what is a beis hakisei kavua? It seems to be some kind of permanent bathroom. So take a look at Rashi over here. Beis hakisei kavua. Rashi says, Beis hakisei kavua sheyesh bo tsoa. It already has tsoa. It already has excrement in it. V'chol bate kisos shebegemara al pnei hasada heim below chafira. When the Gemara talks about beis hakisei, it's not an area that's dug up. It's just an area in the field. So a beis hakisei kavua is basically an area in the field which has previously been used as a beis hakisei. Just the next Rashi going on the next line. But to see it now, what's the opposite of that? A temporary beis hakisei. Shezem maschil achshav la'asoso beis hakisei. That means somebody beginning right now. It's the first time it's being used as a beis hakisei. Essentially just an empty field. So the Gemara here says again, Lo shanu el beis hakisei kavua. This idea that you need to take off the tefillin 4 amos away is only true by a beis hakisei which is kavua. Avol beis hakisei arai, but if it's a beis hakisei which it's the first time it's being used, choletz v'nifna la'alta. You don't need to be 4 amos away. Simply take off the tefillin right there. A person can go to the bathroom right there in that area. However, when he leaves the area, marchik dalet amos aminichan, then he should go 4 amos away and put on the tefillin because now he has made this area from a beis hakisei arai into a beis hakisei kavua. Iboilu, they asked the question. What about entering a beis hakisei kavua, but only to urinate? In that situation, can you enter with tefillin? Ravina Shari, Ravada Bar Masna Asar. So it's a machlokas. Ravina said it was okay. Ravada Bar Masna said it was not okay. Asur Shailu al Rava. So then they went and they brought the question to Rava. Amar Lu, he said Asur, it's a problem. Not fundamentally a problem, but we're afraid that you might actually go to the bathroom, not just urinate, and then it's going to be problematic. Some people say that the concern is you might pass gas. A person is not supposed to pass gas when he is wearing tefillin. Tanya Idach, we learned in another brisa. Nichnas lebeis hakisei kavua, somebody who enters a beis hakisei kavua, cholitz tefillah berichok dalet amos, he should take off his tefillin 4 amos away. Umanichad bechalon hasamach l'reshus harabim, and he should leave them in a window that's near reshus harabim. V'nichnas, and then he should enter the bathroom. And kashu yotzei, and when he leaves, marchik dalet amos umenichan. Similarly, he should distance himself 4 amos, and he should then put them on. Divrei beis Shammai. This is the opinion of beis Shammai. Ubeis Hillel omrim. The brisa continues that beis Hillel say, they're lenient. They say you can go hold them in your hand and enter the beis hakisei kavua. Rabbi Akiva Omer ochzen bebigdo v'nichnas. You can hold them in your clothing and enter. So the Gemara says bebigdo salkadaitach. What are you talking about? Oh, holding them in your clothing, is that really a possibility? Zimnin mishtali lahu v'nafli. It's very possible that they can slip and they can fall. Elaema ochzen bebigdo uviyado v'nichnas. What he meant, Rabbi Akiva meant, hold them in the beged and with your hand, making sure they are secure, and then enter. Umenicham bechurin hasmuchim lebeis hakisei. And if you put them down in areas, holes in the wall that are near the beis hakisei. V'lo yanichem bechurin hasmuchim l'reshus harabim. Do not put them in the holes of the reshus harabim in the public way. Shema yitlu osam ovrei derachim, because then we're afraid a passerby might take them. V'yavo lidei chshad, and it will come to be a suspicion against the person who left the tefillin there. What kind of suspicion? The Gemara explains. There was once a story. A certain Talmud left his tefillin in this area by the reshus harabim in the public way. And a certain prostitute came. and she took them. Ubaz lebeis hamedrash. She went to the Beis Medrash, v'amr, and she said, Ru'u ma nasan li ploni bischari. Look at what so-and-so gave me as my payment. Kevan shashama oso Talmud, when the student heard what was being said about him, kach, like this, Ala l'rosh hagag, so he went up to the top of the roof, and nafal v'meis, he fell and he died. But osa shah hiskinu, and at that time they made a takana, sheyehe ochzan bebigdo uviyado v'nichnas. The person should just hold the tefillin in his clothing and in his hand, and enter, he should not leave them in the Rishus Harabim. Taner Rabbanon, we learned in a brayso, Brishona hayu menichin tefillin b'chorin hasmuchin lebeis hakisei. Originally, they used to leave the tefillin in the holes near the beis hakisei. Uboyin achborim v'notzlin, and then the rats would come and they would take them. So then they said, let's put them by the windows, by the Rishus Harabim. Uboyin over the Racham V'nolin. Then people who would pass by would take them. V'nolin Osan would take them. So that's when they made the takana, the person should hold them in his hand and enter. Amar Rabbi Meisha Breder Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi. Rabbi Meisha says, the son of Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi says as follows, halacha, the halacha is, Golalan kimin sefer, roll them up like a sefer, V'yochzan b'yamino keneged livo, and hold them in the right hand by the person's heart. Amar Rav Yosef bar Menyume, Amar Rav Nachman. Rav Yosef bar Menyume says in the name of Rav Nachman, Uvavad shelo tehei ritzua yotzes mitachas yado tefach. When you roll them up, don't allow the ritzua, the strap of the tefillin, to fall out of his hand one tefach. Rashi here explains along the lines that the tefillin and the ritzua included, together they all make up the name of Hashem, Shin and a Dalet and a Yud, and so therefore the ritzua should not be showing. It should all be wrapped up. Amar Rabbi Yaakov bar Acha, Amar Rabbi Zera. Rabbi Yaakov bar Acha says in the name of Rabbi Zera, Lo shano ela sheyesh shows biyom lelavshan. This is all true when the person is going to be putting them back on. There's time during the day, so he's going to put it back on. He should wrap it up in this more temporary manner. Aval ein shows biyom lelavshan. If a person is taking off his tefillin at a time when he's not going to be putting them on again, the day is ending, the night is coming, Osalam kimin kis tefach umenichan. He should have a kind of a bag, a container, something which is a tefach large, and put it in this kiss. Why does it have to be so big? Rashi explains that then the kli that they are in are considered an ohel, and they're considered to be properly separated between in the bag from the ground. Amar Rabba bar Barchana Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabba bar Barchana says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, Biyom, during the day, Golan kamin sefer manichan biyadu kenegelivu. He rolls it up like a sefer, puts it in his hand by his heart. And again, uvalayla, once it's night, Oslan kamin kiss tefach manichan. Same idea. Put him in a kiss the size of a tefach and place them down. Amar Abai says, Lo shanu ela bechli shu kilyon. The idea that we said that it needs to be a tefach is only in their normal container. Aval bechli she'eno kilyon. But if you put it in a vessel which is not their normal container, afilu pachos mitefach, even smaller than a tefach, can be considered a proper chatzitza. Amar Mar, the master, Amar Mar Zutra said, V'yitema Rav Ashi, some people say Rav Ashi said, Teda, you should know, Sharei pachim katanim matzilim bo alames. You can even have small vessels, small jugs, and they're considered a proper oil, and they save whatever's inside them from being tamei. Rashi explains this is talking about the idea in Tumah called Tzamid Pasil, a sealed container. A sealed container is able to be chotzet, is able to separate from Tumah even if it's smaller than a tefach. Gemara continues, V'amar Rabba bar Barchana said, Ki havo azlinan basreid Rabbi Yochanan, when we were following Rabbi Yochanan, Ki havi boy lameil beis hakisei, when he wanted to go to the beis hakisei, to the bathroom, Ki havi noket sifra dagadita, when he was holding a sefer of agadita, havi yoev lon, he'd give it to us that we should hold. Ki havi noket tefillin, but when he was holding tefillin, lo havi yoev lon, he v'ouldn't give it to us. Amar ho v'sharun rabbanan, he said, since the rabbis gave us permission, we'll see in the next daf, it has to do with the fact that once he was allowed to take them into the Beis HaKisei, Rashi already explains, once you're allowed to take it in your hand to guard it, so the Gemara will continue that he used it as a protection against the mazikin, against the shadim, the demons. We'll continue with this story on Daf Chav Gimel Amud Beis.